as they were singing a song, there's a war going on. I got so shaken up. I said, God, how do you fight a war? How do you fight a war, little old me? And the next thing I heard was Kalima saying, your praise is your weapon. You can't fight it, son, but your praise is your weapon. How do you praise me when it's good? How do you praise me in the wilderness? How do you praise me when it's going bad? How do you praise me when the account looks low? How do you praise me when it looks bad? It's your praise, it's your weapon. That's what you fight with. You can't fight it alone. You don't have the power. You don't have the authority. But your praise is your weapon. There's a war going on. But your praise is your weapon. I said, God, how fitting. There's a war going on. Oh my God. There's a war going on. I said, we talking about courage. And they close out the series of courage with saying there's a war going on. God said, do you have the courage? Do you have the courage? And I had this message a few weeks ago, and it really didn't affect me, but we didn't even get through it because the praise was so good. And then Carter came, and he brought the word. And then a war took place in my own life. And I said, well, God, what is this? And I said, I can't do it. And I talked to Pastor T, and she said, you're not the same, son. And then I talked to Carter. Carter said, you are not the same guy. You're going to stand firm. You're going to stand on what you believe. You're going to preach that message, and the message is going to do something to you. And he just spoke to me that everything you say today will give the devil a black eye. When I stand before you right here, I stand before you that there's a war going on. But I come to tell you, I bind up every spirit of witchcraft. I bind up every demonic spirit. The devil is a liar. I serve against suicide thoughts. I come against idolatry. There's a war going on, but my praise will get me through. My praise will get me through. My praise will get me through. The devil is a liar. This is not the same. This is not the situation. I stand firm on what I believe. Yea, though I walk through the valleys of the shadows of death, I will fear no evil. Yea, though I walk through the valleys of the shadows of death, I will fear no evil. Woo. 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 You can say I'm arrogant. You can say I'm cocky, but I want to know one thing. When you walk in authority with the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords, it may look bad, it may smell bad, it may sound bad, but when you got God on your side, yea, though I walk through the valley, I fear no. Psalm 23, verse 4. Even though I walk through the darkest places. But the King James Version say, yea, though I walk through the valleys of the shadow of death. You can take your seat. There's a war going on. I'm fighting every day. There's a war going on. And the word says, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. And I said, God, with so much going on, with so much stuff in this world, anxieties, people struggling, bills stacking up, crying. You can't even sometimes go get something to eat and not wonder if your car gonna be there. There's so much going on. And I was reminded back when, like, you was a child, your parent would tell you, stay in a child's place. I said, God, I think I want to go back and apologize to my mom and dad and say I want to be back in a child's place. Because rocking this adult stuff ain't really easy. It ain't no script. It ain't no manual. They don't give you an outline. You don't get a PowerPoint presentation. You don't get nothing to come along with this. And I said, well, God, with so much stuff, it seemed like the best thing to do is to just give up. So many of us say, man, I call it quits. I'm done with it. I'm over it. I'll do something else. Some of us go to the extreme and say, I'll take my life. I'd rather not be here no more. I'd rather give up my life than deal with all I got to deal with. With all the ways and the pressures and responsibilities and the sickness that's going on in this world, it seems like sometimes that may be the best option. It seems like that's the best thing to do, but give up. But I come by to tell you today, just by you showing up in this place called the Redeemed Empowerment Center, that's an act of faith alone. Sometimes I understand. Everybody in here some of us had like a great life. Some of us live, we wake up with a butler. We wake up, Carter said this morning, like you don't make your bed. Somebody makes your bed for you. I understand you wake up and you can choose whatever car you want to drive. You can pick out whatever clothes you want to wear. But some of us in here, we wake up in the morning and we don't even want to get up. We hit the snooze so many times on our phone because we don't want to deal with the problems that come along as soon as our feet hit the floor. Soon as you get up, you got bills. Soon as you get up, you got kids. Soon as you get up, you got a job to deal with. You got mess over here. You got drama over there. You got people calling family issues. But you just rather say, I'd rather give up. But yet, though I walk through the valley. And let me tell you, becoming a Christian or walking this walk ain't easy. It ain't easy because you say, well, I'm a Christian now and everything good. Well, no, that ain't how it goes. That ain't what the world looks like. Because, see, you can be saved and still be struggling. You can be a believer and still be burdened. You can be full of faith and still be frustrated. You can be a worshiper and still get weary. You can be a praiser and still be under pressure. He ain't hitting on that under pressure. If you don't know, if you laugh, you probably know, but if you don't know, see me after service. But if you made it in this house, if you under the sound of my voice, and you say I had one hell of a week, and if I had to title this message, let me go back. It takes courage to keep pushing. When all hell is going on, it takes courage to keep pushing. When you thought you did your very best and they walk out of your life, it takes courage to keep pushing. Every time you turn around, it's something else. It takes courage to keep pushing. Because when you keep pushing, your Father will keep reaching. It takes courage to keep pushing. And I was sitting there and praising. I said, God, I'm going through. I said, I got so much stuff going on. I got prayer so much stuff, and it ain't a lot of stuff, but the one thing that's just wearing me out. And the guy, he told me, right, he said, you know what would confuse the enemy, son? When I put all this hell upon you, all this strife upon you during the week, and you got the audacity to come up in here, throw your hands up, and give him glory. It's something that confuses the enemy when you say, I had one hell of a week, but you walk in this place, and you begin to shout, you begin to jump. The enemy don't know what to do. Your problems begin to seem a little bit smaller. The bill you had, you don't even worry about it. Sometimes things just begin to shift when you begin to praise. I said it takes courage to keep pushing because there's so much going on. I know you got a lot happening right now, but it takes courage to keep pushing. I know they walked out and they left you where you were standing, but it takes courage to keep pushing. I know the bills are getting higher and the past due notices are coming. It takes courage to keep pushing. I know that people will say the doctor report came back and they said this is all we can do. It takes courage to keep pushing. I know every time you get in the car, the gas light on, the check engine light on. Sometimes it don't start, sometimes it might start. It takes courage to keep pushing. I know when you gave everything that you have and they walk out of your life and you don't have your baby no more. It takes courage. It takes courage to keep pushing. It takes courage to keep pushing when everybody around you is laughing, when everybody around you is talking, when everybody around you is stabbing you in your back. But the Bible says, though, yea, though I walk through the valleys of the shadows of death, I will fear no evil. They that wait upon the Lord, he will renew their strength. God, I thank you. And that's why in this psalm, this text right here, I love David. I said, we started talking about David in the men's deep dive. And the men deep dive turned into fire. We came to a close and the men said, I'm not ready. Some of the men said, I feel like I want to cry because it's over. I'm just now opening up who I am. I'm just now learning who I am. I'm just now understanding my calling. So the men turned into, and we all know who David is. The younger son of Jesse, you know, the one that was watching the sheep. You know, the one, he was dirty, he was filthy, smell quality awful, and he was overlooked. But it was something when Saul came to anoint him. He went through all the boys, but he said, it's still something I'm missing. And there's some of y'all in here right now that's saying, I've been overlooked. Some of y'all in here saying that I smell. Some of y'all in here saying, I didn't finish college right. But God said, it's still something I got in you. And we know, so David began to do what he did. We know he defeated Goliath and had some other things. And then what happened was Saul began to get jealous. And I said, why did he get jealous of David? And God said, he didn't get jealous of David. He got jealous because God had his hand on his life. Saul got jealous because God had his hand on his life. You missed it. Saul got jealous because God had his hand on his life. You will get it in a minute. He got jealous because God had his hand on his life. Some of y'all in here right now, you thinking that it's all about you. You thinking that I got that degree. They don't like me because this is what I drive a Benz. They don't like me because I just moved to Collierville. Don't puff yourself up too much, baby. It ain't about you. It's about God's hand that's on your life. And what the enemy does is, if he can take the hand off of your life, then you'll begin to look like them. So David started running. He's running everywhere. He in the cave. See, he don't know where to go. He trying to hide because Saul coming up. Saul after him. He got to have him. So David just keep on going. But he's doing whatever he can do so he can survive. And then David, he found a place in the wilderness. He found a quiet place. And I believe he started ministering to himself because he said, I once was a shepherd, but the Lord is my shepherd. He lead me to lie down. So David started prophesying over himself saying, I once was a shepherd, but the Lord is my shepherd. Even though I walk through the valleys of the shadows of death, I will fear no evil. And I said, well, God, that's amazing that he said that even though I walk. And David saying, you missed what I didn't say. Because see, what David could have said, even though I sit in the valley, even though I turn up in the valley, even though I find Hennessy and Cavassier and vodka and Douce, I don't drink, I just see the commercial on even though I smoke in the valley. David said, I could have said all of this, but David said, I didn't get drunk in the valley, I didn't get high in the valley, I didn't sit in the valley. David said, even though I walk through the valleys of the shadows of death, I will fear no evil. Some of y'all in here right now, I would thank God just for walking. Even though you could have sat in that mess, you could say, God, I thank you for just walking. I thank you because I was able to walk through suicidal thoughts. I thank you that everybody talked about me, but I kept walking. I thank you when they said you 16 with a baby, you won't be nothing. I kept walking. Even though my mama said you got to go, you kept walking. Even though I walked through the valley of the shadow of death, he kept walking. He didn't see it. I said, God, what if he would have said? It's like in a storm. You could be in a storm and you know some of us will pull over in it. I don't care if you don't pull over. Because see, you pull over in the storm and you got your flashers on, but you sit in the storm. But it's something about if you put your flashers on, turn your wipers on high, you just keep moving. But see, if you sit in the storm can stay there 2 days, 2 hours, 2 weeks. But if you keep moving, it might take you 2 minutes, 20 minutes, 12 minutes. Don't sit in the storm. Don't sit. I said, God, what is it? Why did he keep walking? And I said, some of us, we shout over the small things. We get a new car, we shout to God. We get a new job, we shout to God. We get a new boo, we go crazy over it. God, you so good for my baby. God, I love him. God, I can't wait till we get married. But then when the things go wrong and you get in the wilderness, then that's when you call out to God. There's a difference between shouting and calling out to God. There's a difference. God said there's a difference. Because when you call out, I hear you. That means you're vulnerable. That means you're open for whatever God has to say to you. That means whatever God is giving you, you begin to hear what he's saying. And David said, even though I walk through the valleys of the shadows of death. And I said, the shadows. It's funny how this Bible will make you really think. You can read this and go to sleep and that'd be it. But if you study this, you have notes on top of notes on top of notes. So I said, God, he said walk through the valleys of the shadows of death. I said, it's funny how God will show you some of your darkest places. When life is good, God is good. We don't thank him. We don't give him praise. But when we get in that dark season, God will show you something in your low seasons. He'll give you a sermon in your sleepiness. He'll give you lessons in your loneliness. He'll give you diamonds in your disaster. He'll give you jewels in your junk. He'll give you treasures in your trash. He'll give you gospel in your garbage. He'll give you sapphires in your struggles. David said, I saw something. A shadow. I said, he tripping over a shadow. I said, a shadow of a gun can't kill you. A shadow of a knife can't kill you. I said, there's some of them, there's some people in here right now that's going through hell over a shadow. But I come to bind that spirit up in the name of Jesus. The shadow will not harm you. The shadow will not kill you. The shadow will not take you out. It's just a shadow. And even when you get a shadow, you got two options. You can focus on the shadow, or you can focus on the light making a shadow. Because you got to have a light to even make a shadow. So will you focus on the shadow, or will you focus on the light that's making the shadow? Even though I walk through the valleys of the shadows of death. I said, so God, what does that look like? God said, I'll go before you. And if you jump down there in verse 5, he said, I'll prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. So David was a shepherd boy, and back in this, you watch sheep, and I come to find out I'm doing a little research about sheep. Sheep are the stupidest animals on the planet. That's what it is. You can sniffle if you want to, but that's what it is. They slow. They stupid. They'll smile, they stupid. But it ain't about the sheep. It's about the shepherd. See, a good shepherd will go out in front of the pasture and make sure everything is good for the sheep. There's some stuff in the pasture that looks good and smells good to the sheep. Think about that over your life. There's some stuff in the pasture that looks good and it smells good for the sheep. But if the sheep digest what looks good and smell good, a serious infection will happen in the sheep. If they eat what's out there, a serious infection will begin to take place in their body. So a good shepherd will go out over the land in a tabletop, as the Bible says, he prepared a table for me. A tabletop will be a flat place. So the shepherd will go out in the flat place, pick up everything that looks good and smells good. But not only will he do that, he will also look out over the mountains, up in the valleys, to see are there any mountain lions, cougars, and bears, and he don't do nothing to them. Just the presence of a good shepherd standing in the pasture, the sheep can come out and eat in front of their enemies. Some of you in here right now need to allow God to go into your pasture, pick out everything that looks good to you, everything that feels good to you, everything that tastes good to you. You've been digesting stuff that you don't even need. You need to allow God to pick up everything that's in front of you, and when he picks up the stuff in front of you, allow you to come out and eat in the presence of your enemies. I said, how cool is that? You got a mountain lion and a bear standing at the top, and they won't even come down because of the presence. Come on, man. I can eat in front of I don't even look up to see all they are. I'm just eating in front of my enemies. Come on. I said, God, that's why the Bible says no weapon formed against me shall prosper. Yeah. Because a good shepherd makes sure everything that can kill me is taken care of. I said, God, how is that? But not only would he go out in front of them and make sure everything is good, but the sheep have another issue. Because their nostrils, they're so moist and they're so vulnerable. When the sheep are out in the pasture, if any type of insects or bugs or things will fly up in the nostrils of the sheep, and after so long, they will begin to lay eggs up in the sheep nose. The sheep don't have enough sense to not know what to do with this, but a good shepherd will come along, and they can't scratch it, they can't get it out. So what you will see is, you will see sheep banging their head against the rock. Because there's something going on. And they banging their head. And that's not working. So then you will see the sheep drag their nose across the ground. Because there's something going on in my head. And it's something that's bothering me. And the sheep saying, I can't do it. But it's something that's in my head. And it's something that's in our head that if we can just get it out, if we can just find a way to get it out, maybe we'll be nicer to our mother. Maybe we'll have more forgiveness. Maybe we'll be able to forgive those that forgive us. But there's one thing about a good shepherd. Because the shepherd knows that the season is coming, he'll take the oil. Then my Bible says, you anoint my head with oil. So what this good shepherd would do, he would take the oil and pour the oil over the sheep. And there's something about the oil that no pest can get inside of. He knows the season when he needs to put the oil. And he anoints every single sheep with the oil. And he keeps putting the oil over them. So when he anoints their head and it comes down over the sheep, nothing can even harm the sheep. It's some of y'all in here right now that you got anointed with oil. Some of you in here right now, you don't talk the way you used to talk. Some of you in here right now don't think the way you used to think. You thinking that it was because that you got saved, but it's the oil of the Lord. I say, God, if I ever go to the wreck, or if I ever go to any other church, I say, sit me beside somebody with some oil. Because what I thought to in the Bible, it says right below here, anoints my head with oil, the cup runneth over. If I walk into a house that I'm tired, I'm weary, I don't know what to do, sit me beside Neil, sit me beside Andra, sit me beside Carl or somebody. I want to be beside some people that when the oil and the service get to shaking up and the spirit of the Lord get to moving, I need the oil of them to fall upon me. I don't have the oil. I don't know how to get the oil. But if you sit me beside Jason and the oil begins to flow off of him, maybe I can get a little oil. Maybe I can think about the party. Put me beside somebody that can oil. The oil. So much going on, I need the oil. I tell Keith, I need you to sit me beside somebody that got the oil. I need the oil. Because with the oil, it protects me. With the oil, I'm able to do things I thought I couldn't do. With the oil, I'm able to love like I thought I couldn't love. With the oil, I'm able to forgive when I know I couldn't forgive. With the oil, I'm able to keep moving the way I can flow. Because with the oil, I'm able to get out of situations that other people got stuck in. Yeah. See, some people get stuck in stuff because they have no oil. But it's something about with the oil, you're able to get out of situations that other people get stuck in. So you need the oil so you can have the oil to overflow. Overflow in my peace. Overflow in my joy. Overflow in my favor. Overflow in Jesus. The oil. The oil. The oil. It protects me. It gives me peace. The oil. Not only will he prepare a table before you, not only will he put something on you, and it takes courage to keep pushing. And I said, well, God, that's it? You just prepare something for me. You put the oil on me, but it's still something that I can't seem to shake. And I said, you said you will go before me, and you said you will put the oil on me. And God said, not only will I do that, but I'll put something behind you. And I said, well, I began to read Ephesians, and it said, well, you put the full armor of God on. The breastplate of righteousness, the belt of truth, helmet of salvation. But I said, God, you didn't give nothing on our backs. I said, this seemed to be the most vulnerable part that we have. Because what I know about people, Christians, most people talk about you behind your back. They don't say nothing to your face. When they drag your name through the mud, they do it behind your back. When they try to take down your business, they do it behind your back. When they try to break up your marriage, they do it behind your back. So most people don't come to you face to face and talk to you face to face. They do it behind your back. And then God said, well, I need you to keep reading some. So I kept on reading, and it says, surely. He said, son, they doing it behind your back. Let me tell you something. They are wearing you out on social media. But if you keep reading, if you keep trusting, it states it right here. Surely goodness and mercy will follow me all the days of my life. Not only will I go before your enemies and do something for you, not only will I put oil on your heads, but I'll surely put goodness and mercy behind you all the days of your life. I encourage some of you in here right now. When you walk out of this place, go to your car, clear off your back seat, and say, this is the spot for goodness and mercy. When you go to the office on tomorrow, go in your cubicle, go in your office, get you 2 chairs, sit one there and sit one there. When somebody walk in your office and they try to sit down, you tell them, no, 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 no. This is a seat for goodness. This is a seat for mercy. When you walk into the beauty shop and you go in the barber shop, after they get your hair together, your nails, you tell your beautician, I need you to make sure goodness and mercy looking good. Because my Bible tells me goodness and mercy will follow me all the days of my life. And take courage to keep pushing. And I don't know if I would even have what I have to preach this last couple of weeks, maybe yeah. But it takes courage to keep pushing when I know that they're talking about me, when I know that they're lying upon me. But I know what my Bible says. I will make out a pasture for you. Everything that is bad, everything that looks good, it will not affect you, son. You keep walking in authority. You keep giving me the word. You keep praying on your face. I don't care who talk about you. I will deal with the haters. I will put oil over you. You don't have to hit your head on the rock. You don't have to worry about what's going on in your head, because goodness and mercy will follow you all the days of your life. Goodness and mercy will keep you safe. Goodness and mercy will give you a way out of no way. I know you've been going through hell. I know people are talking about you. I know things are not looking good. I know they walked out of your life. I know you've been called to ministry, but you are afraid. But goodness and mercy will follow you all the day. Goodness and mercy will follow me all the days. Say, God, what does that look like? He said, when they talk about you, when they lie upon you, I'll take every nail. I'll take every strife. I just need you to stay focused. You are walking in a place that you have never walked in before. You are doing things that you have never done before. You are being who I have called you to be. I have been waiting on you. I have been waiting for you to come. I have been seeking you to come get me. So I come by to tell you, it may not look like you want to. It may not feel how you want to. It may not sound how you want to. But I stop by to tell you, it takes courage to keep pushing when hell comes along. It takes courage to say, I'm not going to quit. It takes courage to say, I won't give up. It takes courage to say, suicide will not win. I come by to tell you that in this place, in this atmosphere, this is the moment that you keep pushing. This is the place that you don't stop. You don't waver. You don't quit. You don't get tired. You don't get weary. In the season of the wilderness, yea, though I walk through the valleys of the shadows of death, I will fear no evil. It's just a shadow. It can't kill you. It can't harm you. It's just a shadow. They lied upon you. They talked about you. It's just a shadow. They said your baby wasn't gonna make it. It's just a shadow. They said you wouldn't get that car. It's just a shadow. They said your help was at the end. It's just a shadow. Yeah. Though I walk through the valley of the shadows of death, I will fear no evil. God, I keep walking. I'm in the wilderness. I'm not going to lie. But just like the situation, I said, God, even though I walk, I'm not going to sit. I'm not going to turn up. I'm not going to drink. I'm not going to smoke. I'm not going to talk about it. I'm not going to be bitter about it. Yea, though I walk, I'm going to keep walking. I'm going to keep serving. I'm going to keep praising. I'm going to keep giving. I'm going to keep loving. And when the situation turns around, when it turns around, I will be right there. When the situation begins to clear, you will be right there. Keep walking. Let them talk about you. Let them mistreat you. Let them you got courage. But it's not me. Because if I had it my way, I would be sitting in my room. I would be sitting in my room, calling out, mad, angry, don't understand, not talking to nobody, in my cave. But God said, yea, though I want some, you will fear no evil. I will anoint your head. I will have your back. Not only with one thing, but two things. Goodness and mercy will follow you, my boy. I just come by to tell you, don't allow yourself to be in the cave. Don't allow your situation to be bleak. Yea, though I walk, it takes courage to keep pushing. It takes strength to keep moving. It may not look like you want it to. It may not feel good. I know they kick you out. I know they talk about you. I know they took you down through there. I know they hide upon your name. But it takes courage to keep pushing. And if you're in this house, and you got the courage to stand up at your table and say, I need to know who is this good shepherd that will go before me? Who is this person that will anoint my head? Who is this man that will give me courage? Who is this God that I can lay all my burdens down to? Person that I can walk through the valley of the shadow of death. If you have the courage to say, I need it ain't anything good. I don't understand. I don't know what to do. I'm ready to quit. One day I'm today. I'm ready to quit. Because I can't take it. And I don't have no power to take it. I need you with every fiber of courage that's in you to make your way to this altar. And give him your praise and praise. And give him what needs to be done. If you're in this house, and you just say, I need to know what it is to be loved. I need to know what it is to be life. I need to know what it is to have this faith. I need some people that will pray with me to get me through this week. It's been a hell of a week. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to do. And make your way to this altar. If you just need prayer and say, Lord, I need you, it takes courage to keep moving. We thank you. It takes courage. When all hell is going on, it takes courage to get up and say, Lord, I need you. It takes courage to walk the valley of the shadow of death. God, give us the courage to move. Give us the strength to be bold to say, Lord, I need you. I ain't always right. I ain't always got it right. But in this moment,